What's up, folks?
What's going on?
Hey, what's up, guys?
All right. So I want to see what everybody's up to. So we got Grant over here, right? Compadre over there. And then down there we got Stanley Orchard. That's not his usual plush studio that he operates out of. He's down in Mexico. So if he gets all jumpy and fuzzy and stuff, forgive him. It was not his fault. It's Mexico's internet.
Yep.
Right? All right, cool. We got a lot of folks in the house already. We got Wild Japan in here. We got Small Water Charters. How you doing, John? Henry Mosley, Wild Game Pursuit, Hunter Fox, the Outdoors Live Crew. Oh yeah, that's our other channel we're growing to take over all this live stream stuff. Who else did I miss?
Yeah, so make sure you sign up on that.
Yeah, there's a link down below to the Outdoors Live Crew channel, right? We need to build that to that 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, and then it'll free us to do a lot more fun streaming stuff with y'all. And that way you'll have one location to go to for all your Outdoors Live enjoyment, right? So we got to
bounce everyone around.
We got to start with the World Traveler. Oh, Audrey's in the house. Hey, babe. She's literally in the house too, but I'm kidding. Janet, how you doing? We got to start with our World Traveler continent hop. Oh no, you're on the same continent. Country hopper, Stanley Orchard. What's up, Stanley?
Man, I mean, you know, pura vida right now. Just loving life. We're down here in Cozumel again, as we typically do, and we are just killing ourselves with double down on the snorkeling. And you know, I know it's like not what we're about, it's not our thing, but dude, we have so much fun coming down here and doing all the snorkeling, and we love just recording like footage of fish underwater. It's not even like cohesive video concept ideas that we do. We're just down there, like everything that we see, we're like, oh my God, I got to get video of that. And as soon as we're done here, like our whole plan is to go back and just like watch video, so that when we go do it again tomorrow, the videos that we catch tomorrow are going to be like even greater. So we're just having a blast down here. Drinking a lot of beer.
Sounds like you're having a good time.
Mm-hmm. How's the water temperature? How's the water temperature for that?
Good question.
Man, everything's so perfect. It's just everything is just perfect down here. It's a little windy. And by a little windy, I mean like 8-mile-an-hour breeze. Which, you know, South Texas, I'm used to 15, 20s.
Yeah.
Water temperatures, I think, what do you think, Rachel, like 72 degrees?
It's definitely not perfect. It's good.
It's 70 to 74, somewhere in there. Air temperature, we wake up in the morning, it's like 72 degrees. It heats up to about 80 during the day. Right now, we're probably back down to like 74. This is perfect.
Nice.
Best way to spend winter when it's all cold.
Yeah. So
definitely jealous of that.
Grant, how's your weather, Grant?
We're right on that line tonight. We could get just rain, or we could get freezing rain, or we could get a foot of snow. Every forecast is right above us for the snow and right below us on the rain. Dos Equis. I got the sweet tea going, so cheers.
You know what I got rocking?
That was for Wild Game. He was asking about it.
So we'll see what it looks like in the morning.
Yeah, so it's been weird here. It's dropped. Our highs have been in the upper 50s the last few days. And then today it started raining late last night, and it rained all morning, probably till about, 11 o'clock this morning, and then just dreary out. And then all of a sudden about, 1 o'clock, the sun popped out, but we're still, I think our high is still in the upper 50s. So we're kind of just staying, get up in the morning in the upper 40s, and by late afternoon, upper 50s. That's kind of where we're sitting right now for the last few days.
Yeah, that's a lot of the temperature, just a lot of the dependent on whether we get rain or snow, because that low is coming up from Texas and bringing all the moisture. So,
yeah, it looks like everybody's going to get worse than we did. We got some nice look. We've been in a really severe drought this year. We're way under the normal rainfall. So that we probably, I don't know, I haven't watched the news, but I guess we got at least a half inch today, which for us, that's good. We needed it. So I didn't complain at all. It keeps me from being able to do anything outside working on boat wise, but worth it. We need the rain.
small water charters down there at 85 tomorrow.
Gosh. Yeah, that's Florida.
Nice.
That's Florida. He's been killing the crappie. Every time I go on, I see a video or a short with them tearing up the crappie. So,
are they good in Texas right now? I'm kind of curious when we get back. Wouldn't mind doing that.
I haven't seen many reports around here for crappie. Just haven't. Don't know. Couldn't tell you, to be honest. So the Texas, a big portion of Texas is actually in mourning today and yesterday because they're beloved. We're going to do it every year. This is our year. Cowboys lost again. So they're out of the playoffs. See ya. So,
yeah.
So I seen Mattress Mac, is that his name? The guy that won the $70 million on the Astros. He lost $2 million on the Cowboys.
Sucker. Why would you bet on the Cowboys in the playoffs? Come on.
Well, that's his thing. If they would have won, everybody that bought their furniture from their furniture store would have got it all free.
Oh, wow.
That's what happened when the Astros won.
All right, wait a minute. We got a question from the group, Wild Game Pursuit. So question for you guys. Had an old team member reach out and say I need to remove a video I just made that had him in it, and said if I didn't, he would take further action. What you think? Well, were you in public? If you were in a public place, hunting land or whatever, the first answer could be no, I ain't removing nothing, because I can go outside and film my neighbors out in public. There's nothing against the law there. Now, do you want? Go ahead.
So I'm assuming that correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I'm assuming you were filming. He was on camera, and he probably didn't consent, because none of us are handing out consent forms, at least nothing that's like legally binding. But I assume he's been on camera before with you, and he was a willing and knowing participant in the video that you were filming. And if that's the case, he's got nothing to stand on.
Yeah.
He can't do any legal action on that.
Now, do you want to put up with him talking crap and maybe going on social media talking crap about Wild Game Pursuit and all that? That's a whole nother question. How much of the video is he in? Is he in a small part where you can take it down, cut his sorry rear end out of it, re-edit it, and put it back up there for us to enjoy? That's what you gotta. But I don't think legally, if you're in public, he has any recourse. Just like paparazzi.
Yeah, that's going to be a real hard one.
Yeah.
I think there are things you can do on public land, but you're right. Like, that's about 90% case closed, public land alone. But if he's in previous videos, if he was a knowing participant, a knowing and willing participant, and he's on public land, he's got nothing. He's got no ground to stand on legally.
Yeah.
The court of public opinion, different ballgame.
Yeah, that's what you got. I think you'd have to deal with is how far is he willing to take it, being an a-hole about it, and is it worth it to you to put up with that?
Right.
Well, John, tell your wife good luck. Hope she kills it tomorrow and Thursday and gets her captain's license. That's awesome.
Yep. Kill it, Lindia. You got it.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, funny thing about that, who's that? Henry says if it was illegal, then there would be no prank YouTube channels. Very true. However, just like 2 weeks ago, YouTube updated their terms of service and specifically targets prank channels. So their rules are different for that.
Said I needed his consent to use the footage now. So this is something he was in on it, the filming. This is what I'm gathering from that comment. And something went a wire between you and him, and now he's saying you need his consent. If that's the case, no, you don't need his consent because he consented to be on the video originally when you shot it. So I don't know. Sounds...
Is it because he missed the mule deer? Is it the guy that missed the deer? That's the video. That's the only video I can think of.
Oh, is that video you already posted? If you want, let us know. We'll all go watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm saying it was the
views off of it.
Mule deer hunt. The last mule deer hunt I can remember on that channel, the guy missed the mule deer.
Yeah, you wonder how, like, people who go out and charter and film their fishing trips, their clients and all that, do they make them sign waivers to be, I don't know, consent forms? I don't know.
I do talk to people, and I have done consent forms, but I'm operating as a small-time guy. Like, I'm not really trying to make that a habit.
Yeah. He said it was defamation. Wait a minute. Because it was a video of him missing a buck, but it was a sweet video and footage that I planned on making a video with before I got him off the team. He's just being a prick.
Yeah.
Make a short of it.
Yeah,
the fact that he sucks at shooting. I'm sorry.
Right.
I'm just being
double
mean.
down on it.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's a nice guy or whatever. I don't mean to like play all that. Like the actual conversation goes a different, direction depending on your relationship with him, like what kind of friendship you guys have and where that's at right now. As far as legalese, as far as the legal stuff behind actually having that video posted to your site, legally, you got no ground to stand on. That doesn't mean there aren't things he can do to make your life miserable. There is. I'm not going to go over any of that stuff here. Be aware that there are things that people can do.
Yeah.
But legally, you can undermine or whatever anything he does. You can undo it.
Sofo says I just ask if they want to be filmed. Yeah, basically that's the most I do. If I'm on a boat with somebody that I'm not normally on the boat with that knows I'm going to film, then yeah, I'll say you mind being on camera. But even when we were on that charter boat, Stanley, when we were on that red snapper trip, I was filming. I didn't say nothing to nobody. Some of the guys came out and talked to me and asked me, hey, am I going to be in the video, and asked for the channel address. So there wasn't nobody that was like, oh, don't put that on.
That was an interesting one, actually. So normally I'm just like, I act like the fanboy. I'm like, oh man, like you care if I get some video? Because that's such a commonplace thing nowadays. And they're, oh yeah, no, dude, film. And then I bust out like the big rig, with all the pieces and the microphone, and they realize what they got themselves into when they agreed to it. But you're right, being on that boat with all these people, that was a totally different ballgame. Being out there where we were around other people doing our thing and filming probably looked a little weird, because we were professional about how we were doing it. There was obviously something going on. But yeah, I didn't ask anybody. I just filmed.
Not taking it down.
The key to that, though, the key to being on that boat, though, was as long as you cut their audio, that they've got no ground to stand on. You're allowed to do that. You can film in an airplane. You can film people in an airplane. That's private. Like that's privately owned. That doesn't operate under a public property kind of a thing. But if you don't have their audio, then they have no ground to stand
you
on.
still see that might be YouTube. You still see on TikTok plenty of people getting irate on a plane and getting thrown off, and people are videoing it and throwing it up on TikTok.
Right.
Yeah.
With audio.
Mm-hmm. Karen's freaking out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly what it is too. All right, so real quick, let's guide this thing. So our initial question for tonight, for all of you in the chat, and then the three of us will pipe in on it, is what has been your first catch or kill, hunting or fishing, of 2023 and go. All right. Grant and me, I think, Grant, you correct me if I'm wrong, we're in the same boat. We ain't caught or killed shit yet. Right, Grant?
Nothing. Yeah, I'm on call this weekend. Duck season ends Tuesday, so I'm probably not going to kill a duck this year.
Yeah, and I'm killing a boat. That's all I'm killing is a boat.
But
you're putting time and effort and planning into that. That's I commend you on the work you're doing. You're doing it right.
in saying that,
When you get stuff, you're going to go big.
Since duck season ends next Tuesday, the lake should be open by the weekend. So for fishing, so I'm going to say my first catch of the year is going to be a crappie.
Yeah.
A crappie? All right, let's see it. I want to see it.
Yeah.
And get a spectacular photo with a beautiful background and go to the site.
Discord.
Yeah. Post it for a picture or photo of the week, right? So we can have one of the three of us actually compete in that thing for once. You'd be the first. None of us have yet, right, Stanley? We haven't. I know I haven't.
No, we haven't. You know what? Yeah, we need to start doing that. I'm going to start doing that. Hey, you guys in the chat, if anybody has an issue with that, let me know. I have been holding back my stuff, but I want to throw some there as well. And you guys, my thought, throw them in. Let's have some fun with this.
Yeah, absolutely. So we got Mark J got coyote, of course, and so that was your first, but you got a lot of raccoons, fox, everything. Let's see. Got to try and go smallmouth fishing Friday. Okay, and we want to see Saturday. Or next Tuesday. We want to see that smallmouth posted. Well, yeah, we know. Look, all you gotta do is go to his website or to his channel and look at any of his videos, and they've been killing. So he caught it on January 1st. He was probably the first person in the country to catch a fish in 2023.
Hey, what's up, Ben?
Scully Nation, welcome aboard, Scully. Scully says nada. Wow. Been too busy and broke. Haven't even gotten my fish on. You know what? I got to check that. I don't think mine is current either, to be honest with you.
I had just had to renew mine.
Yeah.
Hey, and if you're headed down to the Beware Pottery Island, man, it is tough getting a fishing license down there right now. All the gas stations, Ace Hardware, like all the places right there around like the Peccary Channel area, none of them are able to print licenses. I had to go to, I was going the other direction around town one day, but I had to go to Aransas Pass to get mine.
I just will go online and get it. And they'll give you get an email that you can print out the temporary thing, and then they mail the actual license to you. It's easy. Don't have to mess with people trying to do stuff for you. Wild Japan, nothing yet. He's going to try. What else? Let me see. I've got to scroll down. I got to catch up with all you. There you go. Green wing.
Nice.
Nice. Yep. As of today, back to John again. As of today, probably 100 crappie and 30 bass, 30-ish bass. Killing it. Ben, good to see you, Ben. Breezy and chilly Midland, Texas. What are you doing in Midland?
That dude's all over Texas.
Yeah.
He's always in a different city.
You guys see Audrey?
That's what gets him down to Pottery Island so often.
Thank you, babe. You see, she's going to pick up my phone because we went to the place to get something done with an iPad, and they're like, "Hey, you can upgrade your phone. You've had it so long, so here's the newest fancy phone." And I was like, I remember last time I did this. It took a while to transfer stuff, so I'm like, "How long is it going to take to transfer to the new phone?" Oh, it doesn't take very long. 5 hours later, it was not done yet. So she's going now to. We start. It is what, 7 after 7 o'clock here, right?
6:20.
6:20. It's after 6, and she's just now going to pick this phone up. So ridiculous.
That's a lot of phone numbers and pictures and video and all kinds of stuff.
That's what the guy was like. Man, because he said not long. When we first started, it said 50 minutes. We came back 50 minutes later, and they said, "Well, it's another hour and a half." And we're like, "We'll call you," and that was hours ago. And they're finally, when she went the last time at 5 o'clock, they're like, what does he do? And she goes, well, he does a YouTube channel. Oh, the videos.
Oh, I'm so sick of these guys. I drive our local T-Mobile places up a wall sometimes when we go in there.
Yeah. Online just makes
What kind of phones you get?
It's the new Samsung 22 or whatever it is.
Nice. Okay. Check this out. So I try to stay up to date with this because we were weighing options on getting those. You got some cool stuff with that. You've got your slow-mo footage thing. You've got the lenses where you can do the ultra wide, the whatever normal. You can do a super zoom, 120x zoom, so you can zoom in on like the moon and get shots. It has better night mode vision. I love all this. Films in 8K, which I love.
Oof.
But I can't personally edit 8K on a phone. I can't put out 8K footage. KineMaster doesn't accept 8K files to my knowledge. So I was like, as much as I want 8K, I'm not getting the value out of that. It's also, obviously, it's going to eat memory. And you can't get those things in a terabyte of memory either. So you're going 512, even though you doubled your file size, went from 4K to 8K. You're only able to get it to like a 512 in those things. You're going to eat up a lot of memory, and it's going to be a while to transfer those files over to your computer for editing.
Yeah.
But they will look good.
Yeah, they will. Hey, Fishing Without a Boat. How you doing, brother? Hey, the question of the hour right now is still, what was your first catch or kill for 2023? I remember I think you got some trout in the Guadalupe. I don't know if that was your first though.
I did manage. We stayed out with my in-laws. Now we went out January 1st, and I did manage to get myself a nice black drum to kick things off for the year.
Well, there you go. Black drum was your first. Hunter Fox, cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. That's a lot of money right now. Now it depends on my VA stuff how it goes. I might be able to get that for no money.
I wish I would have done that 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. Now. But 20 years ago, I was about to say I wasn't living here because I was in the military, moving around. But yeah, I've been here 22 years now, so absolutely. You're going to be in Midland for just over 2 weeks. Bought a few light rods in case I have time to go check. Yeah, hey, no, I'm not going to get into that yet. I was going to show off a little fishing reel. But wow, Florida license automatically renewals. That's nice. Now I've bought a resident from Florida, which of course isn't going to auto renew, and I bought that online too. So Florida makes it easy too. Yeah, auto renew. Wow, that would be awesome. Yeah, so a rainbow.
I change mine up every year. I don't know if that'd work for me.
I would do auto renew, but if I can get a lifetime, depending on, I'm waiting on some feedback from the VA right now, so we'll see how that works. Cool. Well, I think we all answered that question pretty good. Hey, you guys want to see something? Watch this. Look at this. I'm getting addicted. I got to stop. Okay. I got another pin. Now, this is the pin number 9, right? And it is a little bitty. This is this is my 209 Pier, right? Not a very big reel. This is the number 9. It's a lot smaller. So it's going to be on a bait rod. But I seen it on eBay, and it was at like $30. And I'm like, well, no, it was at $13. And I was like, well, it was in really good shape. I was like, I'd pay $30, $32 for that. So I bid $31.99, and somebody ran me up right before it went out to $31. So I got it for $31. So it's a steal.
You need to talk to that dude if he pops in Llama. That Llama dude. I forget what his name is on here, but he's the guy with Llama in his name, and he is a machine. He's always talking about. He loves bidding on reels on eBay. He's always trying to buy up stuff from those guys, and he's always bragging about the new TLD or the new rod he got for his reels or whatever. I haven't even seen fishing pictures, just eBay pictures of the reels he keeps getting.
Yeah, I've gotten, all but one of my conventional pins I got on eBay. And then they were 6/0s, the first 2 that I got on eBay. And I just tore them apart, ordered the replacement parts for what they needed, the new drag, grease and oil. That's one thing cool about those old pins like that. They're a simple, watch a video or two, but they're super simple to break down, replace parts if you need to, clean things up. Parts are available. There's upgrades. You can soup up the gears in them. You can soup up the drag. So that's a cool thing about them. They're just easy to tinker with. They're like that old, 60s era Chevy or Ford, where you can pop the hood, you got a motor. If something's wrong with it, it's either air, spark, or fuel. Those are the only three things, and charge, the battery spark. Those are the only three things you have to worry about. There wasn't sensors for that and diodes and all this crazy crap. So that's kind of what those pins are to me.
Oh, man, I tell you what, we were out at one of the places we like snorkeling out over here today, and there was some international visitors who they'd parked next to us. We were unloading all of our gear into the car. We were done, headed back over here to get set up for this. And we saw them fumbling with the key in the car. They couldn't get the car to start. And I was like, oh, been there. And we've helped people out, when they're stranded on the side of the road over here before. It can be scary, in a foreign country and stuff. So we were like, let's see what we can do to help them. Like, hey, how are you guys? Are you okay? Do y'all need some help? And he's in broken English. He's like, yeah, I can't get the car to start. It's like, well, let me help you. Let me see what I can do. So I get out of the car, and I'm like, I'm just going to watch you first. I'm going to see what you're doing. So he's like, it's just not doing anything. And he goes, and I walk around the car, and I see the 3 pedals on the floorboard. And I was like, oh, I know exactly where this is going. And the dude got in the car and started fumbling with the key. And he hit each pedal and then started fumbling with the key. And I was like, no, that one, the clutch, you have to hold that down. And he's like, what's a clutch? I was like, oh, the one on the left, you got to hold it down when you start it. And he started it, and I was like, I was so scared to walk around that thing, getting back to my car. Yeah, that was not good. Watching that happen. We followed him halfway back to town just to make sure, because we knew he was going to hit something. He got up to speed, and we were like, oh, at least he's not going slow. He's safer now.
Depending on where you're at in Mexico, it's already dangerous to be driving, and then be driving in something that you don't know how to drive sounds extra dangerous. Ben, to answer your question,
parking lots and stuff.
I got a couple websites, Ben. I don't remember them offhand, but what I'll do is I'll when we're done with the live, I'll go in, I'll find the links to them and send them to you in an email or something. That way you have them. But there's at least 2, because one gives you a schematic with the breakdown of the part numbers, and then the other website is where you can actually order the parts.
I do e-replacement parts is where I go for that stuff myself. Mainly because that's just an easy name to remember.
Might be the same. Don't remember.
Yeah. The same deal. They got the exploded diagram. You look at all the pieces.
John's asking how they got the car. Look, John, I'll give you an example. When me and Audrey went to I've been there once, and we've got all-inclusive. We get to the airport, and there's going to be a bus that takes us to our hotel. There's a guy there like, hey, for $100, I'll give you a rental car. You just bring it back. I'm like, $100. First of all, I got a bus taking me, and I don't know exactly where I'm going, so I'm not going to rent a car. We got in that bus, and it was a death-defying drive. They don't believe in stop signs and all that, motorcycles. And so it was like,
speed bumps are a suggestion.
God, I did not rent a car because I would have lost my mind. But yeah, you can rent a car cheap there if you want to.
Yeah. Their rules for that kind of stuff are, you don't rent cars in Mexico. I'm a little fuzzy on what the actual thing is, but I believe you have to be like the owner of the car to drive it. So I believe they actually like sign the car over to you or something like that. It's weird.
I didn't do it.
But yeah, their laws they play fast and loose with the rules.
I see you driving over there. So are they signing the car over to you, or how's that working for you?
Man, I don't care. That conversation is quick to me because I just don't. I mean, it's all the same to me. I just tell them I don't do their extra insurance stuff because that's a scam. That is a straight up scam. That doesn't mean anything. I believe we have liability on our thing, which is going to be the coverage that we need for anything anyway. And so I just tell them, dude, I want that car. This is the price I paid last time. That's what I'm going to pay for it. Just paperwork, sign, go, leave. I want out. I don't listen to a word anybody has to say anymore.
Oh, Mr. Rick just showed up. How you doing, Mr. Rick? What was your first
Hey, Mr. Rick.
or kill of 2023, Mr. Rick? You're a little behind, so we'll let you catch up. You just need to know your first catch or kill for 2023.
I know he's been killing some ducks because I've seen the pictures.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. I was gonna say the same thing.
I'll give you 300 over the border. Yeah, it'll be a little heavier than it originally was, right? A little extra load on it. That is a possibility. Hey, Grant, how old were you when you started either hunting or fishing, whichever you started doing first? How old were you?
Probably. I remember fishing when I was in probably 8 or 9. When I lived in Texas, I lived in Killeen with my mom while she was going to nursing school in 3rd and 4th grade. I can remember fishing there where we lived.
Cool. What about you guys in the chat? When did you start your hunting or fishing? I know I was young, right? I was little, and it was fishing for me. Grandpa had a boat. My grandpa was in Colorado. We were in New Mexico. My grandpa had a boat at a lake that's kind of on the border, Navajo Lake. It's on the border of New Mexico and Colorado. And so we'd go up there and camp in my grandpa's camper and go fishing. There were walleye, there were catfish, there were crappie, all kinds of stuff. And those are some of my earliest. And then if we weren't going there, we would go. There's a bunch of little lakes up in the mountains in northern New Mexico, and we would camp at these lakes and streams and fish, and that was always trout, right? So I did a lot of trout fishing back in the day then. So that's my earliest memories. Hunting, I grew up Field and Stream magazine and Outdoor Life. Those were the 2 magazines I was always getting because we didn't have internet and all that stuff that the kids have now. And I learned a lot about outdoors just reading that. My mom and dad got divorced when I was like 8. So I never really went hunting until when I was 16. I went to live with my dad, and that's when we moved up to Michigan where I met Audrey. And I could go out the back door and hunt. I got my first deer out the back door, grouse, rabbit, wood duck, right? And go the opposite direction, and there's Saginaw Bay. So we were fishing a lot. So that the year I was 16 and we moved to Michigan was probably one of the best times for me as a kid for fishing and hunting and just being out there and doing it. You know what I mean? So that was cool. What about, let's see, Mark J says 8 years old. John Smallwater says young pops. Yeah, okay. So he was real young. Ben says, Dad has a pic somewhere of me and brother catching perch at 3 and 4. Awesome. That's cool.
Yeah.
Maybe killed a duck last January. Not sure. Mr. Rick, last January. No. This year, brother. This year. What did you do this year?
Yeah. The
Started
2023.
About 5 fishing and 10 hunting. Nice. Fishing without a boat says before 1st grade he was fishing out of Onalaska. I don't even know what that is. I don't think that's in Texas. Don't think it is. Who else? Henry introduced young, yeah, but did not really start fishing till high school. Okay, I started hunting when I was about 18. Okay, so you're later.
I like that. I was kind of in a similar boat. Like I was raised fishing. I don't even know how young I was when I first started fishing, but hunting. I started hunting about 12. I think is 13. I guess is when we moved out into the country, and so that's when I started hunting. But well, even then, I went duck hunting with my dad prior to that when I was probably like 6, 7 years old. But with fishing, we did a lot of that because we were always at the beach growing up. We were always just jetty rats out at Fish Pass. And that was an every weekend kind of a thing. But as I got older, I kind of got out of fishing and I started getting into, I wanted to do surfing and I wanted to do, I wanted to be a punk rock musician and all this stuff. And then I probably went 5, 6 years without doing any fishing at all. And actually met Rachel, and Rachel was that's about the time when I started getting back into it. I think probably Rachel's probably the one who like started getting me back into it.
Wow. Yeah, so I kind of so teens, hunting and fishing, hunting really like 16, 17, then 18, I joined the Army. And then we moved, every 3 years. So I did a little bit of hunting and fishing here and there while I was moving around state to state in other countries, but not heavy into it just because all the rules change every time you move. And it's hard to move with that kind of stuff, weapons and all that. So really, 22 years. Well, when I was in El Paso back, that was 90 to 94. You wouldn't think you could in El Paso, but I did do a lot of hunting and fishing, a lot of quail hunting. And then I got here in 2000. So I've been here 22 years. And it was probably 2009 where I really got deep, 2008, somewhere in there, got deep into fishing. And we started running tournaments. And I was a tournament director for our club and all that, and I did all that for a while, and then hunting here is off and on just because it costs so much to hunt here. It's hard, and I'm getting too old and crippled up to be competing with young fellas in public lands where you got to go 7 or 8 miles in to get away from all the other people. So but yeah, Texas has really turned me into the fisherman I am. I love it. And then I really saltwater. When I was stationed in Virginia, I went out on a party boat. And when I was in California with Audrey, I went out on a party boat. But it was Texas that turned me on to saltwater. The first time me and Joel took my center console down to the Rockport area and went fishing, it was like, man, that got in my blood. Now, if I'm thinking of fishing, I'm going to get excited. 9 times out of 10, I'm thinking about going down to the coast and doing some saltwater fishing. I
will say, when I was like, I'm going to guess 7 or 8, my dad got a Wellcraft. He got a center console. And he took me offshore because that was something they did as kids. And then he was at a point where he got a big bonus at work one year. And he spent that bonus on a boat and took us offshore. And I saw blue water and flying fish for the first time. And that moment changed my life. Being offshore on the boat, catching, we were catching kingfish and snapper. Just that experience, the blue water, the clear, the spear fishing out on the rigs. My dad would go down and spear fish. I'd watch him. That changed my life. Just that experience alone.
That's awesome. Yeah,
That's what hooked me.
My first deer was right out the back door, basically in Michigan. And I killed it with a single shot 20 gauge. What I was hunting with.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's what Rachel's dad was using.
Yeah. And then when I joined the Army, my dad basically sold off all the firearms and stuff. So never got none of that stuff.
Yeah, I was 18 before I started hunting.
Really?
Mm-hmm. So you didn't hunt with parents or uncles or grandparents or anything?
No, actually, my grandpa, my mom's dad, bought me a 410. I don't know how old I was, but I didn't get to shoot it because his son, which would have been my uncle, he got shot rabbit hunting and killed when he was 13.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So
I'm sorry.
I don't even want to know the details, but rabbit,
it was
human.
It was like 6 or 8 years before I was born, but
wow.
Yeah, would have been my mom's youngest brother. So yeah, I really wasn't able to because of that, basically.
Yeah, I could imagine. I know, so Joel, everybody knows Joel. If you watch any of my videos, he's one of my main fishing buddies. But his wife had a brother who drowned. And so she's always very, worried about him when we go fishing. So we hit some areas where it got pretty dicey. He won't even tell her about it because he doesn't want to stress her out. So,
right. Dylan got his walking papers today.
Do what?
DD 214.
Oh man!
Congratulations on that, man.
No doubt. On to the next chapter of life.
Nice. Yeah. Let us know what that next chapter is. We know you're going to Maine, but we want to know what you're going to be doing up in Maine. That's cool. And congratulations and thank you, brother.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Appreciate you, sir.
Yep. Yeah, I hunting. So one of the first guns one gun I did get to keep from my dad was a bolt action 12 gauge, a Sears and Roebuck bolt action 12. This is back when Sears sold guns, so you can imagine, right? This is eons ago, and I had a problem with it misfiring when we were in Michigan, right when I was a teenager, and we took it to a local gunsmith. They had to do some work on it, and it's good to go now and awesome. And then fast forward to when I'm living in El Paso, and we're going dove hunting. We got a couple water tanks out there that the landowners or whoever land it was didn't give a shit. And so we'd go out there and we would dove hunt. And I had an old Ford Bronco, not the old small ones, but the full size Bronco. It was, I think, 78 or something like that. And I'm at, gun safety. Never put the gun at anybody, no matter what, right? Even if you think it's or know it's unloaded. But I've got my door open on the driver's side. I've got the gun with the barrel down, and I'm extracting a spent round, and then closing the bolt. Right, it would feed the next round. I'm unloading it by extracting it through the bolt. Well, as soon as I close the bolt, the shotgun fires, and where your door jam is, you close your door and open that door jam. It blew a hole right through the door jam of the truck because it was only like that far away from the truck when it fired. And we're lucky because besides nobody getting hurt, the fuel lines ran right along that part of the frame rail. And luckily it didn't hit the fuel lines or we would have been stuck out there. But yeah, and then after that, dumb soldier, I'm like, let's keep hunting. I just know anytime because it didn't do it every time. So anytime I reload, I got it pointed away from everybody. Okay, it didn't go off that time. And then the next time it'll go off. You know what I mean? And so I put that shotgun away, and years later, so this is probably in the mid 90s, I see an ad in either Outdoor Life or Field and Stream, one of those magazines, a recall on this exact rifle or shotgun with the, you send it in, we'll give you $100. And I was going to do that, and then I lost the ad and I couldn't find it again. So I still have that shotgun, but what I've done is I've removed the bolt from it. So even if somebody stole it, they couldn't accidentally shoot somebody with it. So it's probably going to go to Michigan and be one of those mounted on the wall, fill the barrel with cement or something type things. Because, Sears and Roebuck shotgun, come on, who's got one of those?
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
I'd say don't fill it with cement and keep that bolt. That's going to be probably one of those antiques that has a potential of having some value in 100 years or whatever.
Might
be something good to pass along to a grandson.
As long as they don't shoot.
Yeah, with a lot of warning.
Right, lots of warning when they're 18 or so.
Oh my God. 22.
Yeah.
Oh, brother. Golly.
Yeah.
Man. You got to be extra careful out there, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Who was it, Darren?
Man, this is good. This is a hard talk, but this is a good conversation to be having because you cannot have enough advocacy for firearm safety.
Yeah, firearm safety is super important. If you want to, we were at an age we had BB guns when we were kids, and my dad bought my brother at 22 when he was still a kid. But then we also were schooled in taking care of it, the safety, never pointed at anybody or anything you don't want it to shoot, right? Whether you think it's loaded or not. Somebody hands you a firearm and tells you it's not loaded, you still check, make sure it's not loaded, all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we do it, because it happens. Whether we want to admit it happens or not, it does. It's unfortunate. Yeah, Wild Japan, I think I can. I haven't looked at that shotgun in decades. It's collecting dust in the closet, but I think I can. There's a little retainer that holds it in there. So I think, yeah. I think that's part of the problem with it too, is why it misfires.
Yeah. Now, if we want to talk about BB guns when we're kids shooting stuff, if that counts, I definitely was younger than 18.
Yeah.
I count it. We were the same way. We've grown up with
Here we are
squirrels and
talking
rabbits and
about
stuff.
Here we are talking about firearm safety, but we were bad kids. We called it the Mesa. It was a desert area behind our housing area, and we'd go out there and have BB gun wars and shoot each other with BB guns. So I guess that wasn't very smart. And we all lived through it without losing an eye or anything, thank God.
Right.
You want to hear asinine? We were middle schoolers. My brother had a 40-pound recurve bow. It was my dad's. And we would go out in that same Mesa. He'd have a hunting tip on it, right? And he would just shoot it straight up in the air, and we would all run.
Jeez.
Can you imagine? We were lucky Darwin didn't pick us that day, right? Golly, we did some stupid
I got to show footage of this sometime. At some point when I'm at my dad's house, I'll do it. But there's in the garage outside, you'll see whenever we're over there, he's got the garage. There's an arrow sticking out of the roof where the neighbor who is to hell and gone behind us, 4 acres away, same thing. They were just like, ho, 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 got drunk one day and were firing arrows up into the air and it hit the garage. And my dad went over there and just like chewed them out for that one. Still there. He leaves it there as a warning.
Wow. Yep. Slingshot wars. That would hurt as much as a lot of the BB guns we had back in the day. I'm talking the Daisy pump it once and shoot, not those.
I was just going to ask if it was the pump action.
Yeah, not pellet guns. Just the old school BB guns.
Red Rider.
Yep, exactly.
I've got one by the back door.
Do you? I think I've got one in this closet behind me. I got a crossbow. I got my.
Just in case Timmy from the Mesa makes a comeback, he's ready for him.
All right, so this is
this war ain't over.
This isn't the old school. This is a pellet gun, right? This is a get the squirrel out of the backyard gun. But this little guy, it still pumps up, but it's all rusty and nasty, right? That's shoot pellets or BBs, right? But you look at that barrel, that's shameful. It's rusty and nasty, but there. I can't even aim it because where's my camera at? The front sight just comes off, so it's not aligned properly or nothing. It just pops off. So I haven't used that in years.
Yeah. It's a fire from the hip model.
Out of the backyard. Oh man.
No.
Get him. Kill.
Heard that BB gun.
He muted it.
Man, I just realized I did not even know what time it was here, man. We got to get to we got to show some pictures.
Yeah, we do. Go back to the first slide.
It's flying, man. Had to throw up some memes. We got some guys. They're dropping some funny memes. Yeah, so we had to. We're gonna add those on from now. Anybody's got any funny memes? Go ahead and drop them in there for us. Let's all have a laugh together. I'll include them on the slideshow.
I don't understand that.
I don't know. Some of them are weird. Some of them are beyond me. But they're worth a good laugh.
Yeah.
And anybody who is interested in getting in on this, why am I? Oh, there it is. Okay. So yeah, these are our photos of the week. We're going to add some memes and stuff to that. This is brought to you by the Premier Fishing and Hunting Discord server. There is a link in the description of the video down below. Jump on in. Come share your pictures. That's where we get all of these from. We're happy to pull them up on the stream and see if you can be an addition to the Hall of Fame for the 2023 Premier Fishing and Hunting Discord server photos of the week. We'll show you more of that in just a minute. First, we got these gentlemen right here that are posting all their just gorgeous outdoors pictures. We have a Modi Wilderness with just, I just love that shot personally. I can tell he put some work into it. It's got a little bit of a vignette to it. two birds just hanging out in the tree with those red berries. It's a pretty shot. Of course, we got some gorgeous sunsets here, courtesy of Pickle, Wild Japan, and Nick. I mean, that about says it all. You know that you are having a wonderful day if you are out there and experiencing any of this, you know, any of these sunsets, that time of day, being outdoors. So kudos to you, gentlemen, for being, you know, continuously, constantly being out there and getting these shots of this kind of stuff. You're doing it right. Next up, we have our fishing crew. And I'm afraid, since I'm like in Mexico, I'm having a hard time. Like, I can't really read these names. But these are our fishing guys. We got Caleb there with, I believe that was his first speckled trout. And then he got himself a mangrove snapper. If not, it was his first speckled trout of the year.
Okay.
We got Seaman with really nice sailfish. Kudos to him. And I forget the name of this gentleman on the left, but he was out there hitting it hard, had some really pretty pictures of a fishing trip. He didn't catch anything, but he had a really pretty fishing trip at a really nice spot. Oh, maybe he did catch it. He got that. I don't even know what that is. I can't see the slide very well, but he got that fish, whatever that is, he caught it, and it looks cool. It's a pretty fish.
Yeah. And I like the sailfish.
Oh, yeah. So do I. That one immediately caught my attention. Hopefully I can get my hands on something like that tomorrow. Next up, we have our gentlemen that are still making it big out there doing some hunting. Obviously, Mr. Rick has been killing it. We had to kind of bite our tongue on that. But, yeah, you got a whole spread of great shots up top there. Hunter and, Ezzy is his name. Hunter and Ezzy. A couple of Ezzy's got himself a great buck there. And then Hunter over here, of course, again on the right, just an absolutely sick buck. We're going to be talking about that a little bit more in the future here.
Wow.
Picture doesn't even do that thing justice. That thing's a monster. Hunter, if you're still in the chat, man, what did that thing score at? I know you had it scored.
Looks huge.
I think it was 160 plus, 160 to 180. I want to say is what he got on that thing. Smallwater Charters headed out the door. Hey, appreciate you, man. Good luck on the 1500. Anybody who's not subscribed to Smallwater Charters, check them out. Absolutely fantastic channel. One of our guys, man. Help get you to 1500. And that's our slides for the week. Obviously, Moneybag Yo, that's Hunter. He was the winner last week with the family shot. This week, our contestants are going to be Modi Wilderness, Seaman, and Mr. Rick. What do you guys got? Who's going to be the winner here?
Man,
Let's get a piece of paper and a pen.
This one's tough.
It is. It's going to be a close one.
I like the artsy one, and I like a row of ducks.
Yes, I agree.
Man, all
What do
right.
we got here? Modi is A.
I got to vote.
And then we've got C-Man is B. And we've got Mr. Rick is C. So far, we've got 2 for Modi. I'm going to cast my vote. I can't do it in the chat because I don't have the chat thing open, but I'm going to cast my vote. I'm actually casting my vote for Mr. Rick. I want to see some ducks on the Wall of Fame. And I'm going against my crew on that because I know I'm saltwater, but I'm going to be putting in a lot of saltwater votes in the coming months. So I do want to see a few more hunting pics on the Wall of Fame. I'm voting Mr. Rick.
Yeah, it's not going to be much longer. We're going to get hunting pictures.
Yeah, we're on borrowed time with that.
1, 2, 3. Let's see, 3, 4. Well, 3 and 3. So it looks like
It's a close one.
Yeah, I think A and C right now are running neck and neck.
Yep, tied 3-3.
Wow.
Hey, Hunter, there you are.
Those were the two. I had a hard time picking between those two, so makes sense.
I agree. Between A and C, right now we are tied up. Somebody jump in there. Cast us a vote. Help us get a tiebreaker on this.
Who has not voted? Go in there and vote.
Unless we need co-winners. If we need co-winners, we can do that. We've done it in the past.
Mm-hmm.
True.
It's not going to hurt my feelings. Both gorgeous shots that are absolutely worth putting up on on the wall. And just so you guys can take a look right now while we're casting our votes, A, B, or C, this is our wall of fame at the moment. Hunter is up there. He's got a couple of picks. And then we've got Pickle Outdoors, of course, has his beautiful perch at sunset. What needs to be added to this wall, gentlemen? Let us know.
There we go. We got another C.
Uno mas. Okay, there he is. Wild game throwing in for B. Tough pick to get. You're not wrong about that. Yeah, he was pretty excited. So that sailfish, I'm not going to lie. I forgot that he mentioned that. He was really excited about getting a sailfish, but he was super excited specifically about getting that shot of him jumping.
Yeah.
And he's right. That's a tough picture to get.
Yeah.
That shot right there is the reason why I try to have like 2 or 3 cameras running.
Yeah, 360 camera.
No, you guys can't do this. Emoti and C-Man are tied up with 3 apiece. Mr. Rick is winning with 4 right now. Henry, you can't change your vote. C to B.
Yeah. No vote changing. This
Can't
ain't
do
Florida.
that.
Can't have no hanging
Plain
chat.
Hooky, we collect all of these on the Discord server. The link is in the description down below. Just go be a member and post your photos in there. When you go out, we take a look at them every week. We just take all the best pictures and we bring them up on here.
All right, and you can't count Wild Game Pursuit's second B.
Gotcha. Halo.
Halo.
Oh. We are tied up. C-Man and Mr. Rick, 4 apiece. Do we have any tiebreakers on that one?
Ooh.
This is a tight little race, man. We need some kind of animated thing for this.
I could vote for the
Say Mr. Rick must
live crew, but
Mr. Rick must have left. He could vote for himself.
Right? Hey, Halo, you got excellent taste. You're right. That is an awesome catch.
it is.
It's been many years since I've had one of those, and that's a good one.
No, Mr. Rick.
There he is.
There he is.
There's your tiebreaker.
Yeah, I think that's it. Unless anybody's going to jump in at the last moment, I'm going to go ahead and call this one. Mr. Rick is going to be our winner for this time around. My apologies to Emoti and C-Man. You gentlemen posted some awesome pics. We really appreciate it. Keep them coming. I would love to have you guys added to the Wall of Fame. Danny, why do you got to do that, Danny?
Yep, Danny.
All right. Then if that's the case, then we will go ahead and throw C-Man into the mix with this one. It's C-Man and Mr. Rick are going to be the winners on this week. We're running out of time, guys. I got to shut this one down. We'll add them both, though. They're both excellent photos.
Yep. Good job. And you're
Keep
all
them coming, gentlemen. And anybody else, join the Discord server. Jump on in. Post a bunch of pictures. We'd love to see what you got.
Yeah. All right. So we're getting low here. So it's time to let people know what you're going to be doing. So in the comments, what are you doing before next Tuesday that we can look forward to and we can talk about next Tuesday? And while they're thinking about that, Grant, I remember you saying something about fishing lake opening maybe type stuff. So what's going on with you, Grant?
Yeah, the lake opens the end of next week because duck season doesn't go out until a week from today. So I did post a short this afternoon, got some geese flying over the house, got some video.
Oh, I didn't see that yet.
I've got some 360 footage to go through still from the last duck hunt.
Nice.
Okay. What about the garden? Anything to update there?
I'll be starting some seedlings here pretty soon.
Okay.
It's probably going to be another 2 weeks.
Okay.
But I've checked on things. I do have some carrots and parsnips that are still green. The garlic and onions still green. So there'll be a few things waiting for the warmer weather, but we're going to be in the 30s and 40s for the rest of the week. So
Get that foot of snow.
yeah, if we get a foot of snow, for sure.
Good night. Stanley, what you got coming? I know you are in Mexico, but what you got? Mexico's coming, right?
We're living La Vida Loca for the rest of the week. Real quick, playing hooky. I apologize for that. I screwed up on that link. If I got you the wrong one, I will send you one. I'll send you a correct link. But yeah, we're living it up down here in Mexico. I'm going to be doing a whole lot of snorkeling. Going to enjoy every single moment that I can of this whole trip before we get back to reality starting this weekend.
Yeah, good to see you here playing hooky. Thank you for stopping in. So before next Tuesday, all I'm going to be doing is boat work. And as much as I can, got some stuff coming up this weekend that's going to drag me away from it. But the weekend after, I will be fishing. So I know within the next 2 weeks at least, I might even be able to post a picture so that I can compete with the rest of you with your pictures for the picture of the week. So watch out.
To see that.
I am a super photo. No, I'm not good at it at all. So never mind.
Ben, I'll pass that along. Yeah, Rachel appreciates that. Thank you. For anybody who missed that on our last Cozumel thing, we had an issue with a scorpion in pajama pants. Definitely worth checking out that series. It's the playlist on my channel. Check it out. It's a lot of fun. We're reenacting some of those things now.
I remember that. That was funny. All right, folks, it is that time. Thank you all for coming in and hanging out with you. Grant, Stanley, thanks for being here, guys. And next week we're going to be at
down there, Stanley.
Down over there. We're going to be
you guys are coming down to Cozumel? You're going to do this in Mexico?
You're still going to be there next week?
No, I wish. If we can screw up our flight, you rest assured we will.
Yeah, don't lose a laptop either.
Yeah, I didn't bring one this time.
Yeah, smart. All right, folks, y'all have a great week and a great weekend, and we will see you next Tuesday on Stanley Orchard's channel. All the channels are linked down below.
Looking forward to it, guys.
Yep. Peace out.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.